Hi. Let's learn about what an heir is. An heir is a person who is legally entitled to collect an inheritance when a deceased person did not formalize a last will and testament. Generally speaking, heirs who inherit the property are children, descendants, or other close relatives of the decedent. When there is more than one heir with the same relationship to the deceased, those individuals typically divide up the estate equally. The portion of a deceased person's estate that's bequeathed to an heir is known as an inheritance. This can involve cash, stocks, bonds, real estate, and other personal property such as automobiles, furniture, antiques, artwork, and jewelry. When an individual dies without a will, it is known as intestate. It can also refer to a situation when the will is considered to be invalid. The manner in which the deceased's assets will be distributed in intestacy will be decided by a probate court. The remaining assets are passed to the beneficiaries via intestate succession, determining the hierarchy of how the assets will be given. If no living family or heirs at law can be located, the assets will go to the state. The term heir legally refers to a person who receives the property of an individual who died intestate. In common parlance, the word heir is often used to describe those inheriting property, as designated by a will. However, strictly speaking, this usage of the word is factually inaccurate, as the proper term for such an individual is a beneficiary. Not all heirs are beneficiaries, and not all beneficiaries are heirs. The Rockefeller family is one of the most famous families in the world. Though technically a beneficiary, being the only son of Rockefeller, Jr. took over the family office and joined the family businesses, considered to be the heir to Rockefeller. The British line of succession is hereditary and is passed down via bloodline from the monarch to their eldest living child, either male or female. The current monarch is Prince Charles III, who took on the role after his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away. The heir to the throne is Charles's eldest child, Prince William. After Prince William, the heir to the throne is his eldest child, Prince George. An heir is someone who is legally entitled to inherit the deceased's assets when no will is present. Heirs are typically children or other living relatives. Nations and states have laws around inheritance and who qualifies as an heir. An heir is someone who is set to inherit the property of the deceased when no will or testament has been made. A beneficiary is someone who was chosen by the deceased to inherit their property as laid out in a will or testament. An heir is typically a close living relative, whereas a beneficiary can be anyone. Children are considered to be heirs and are the most common example. If no children are living, then a person's grandchildren are considered to be heirs. If a person has no children or grandchildren, then the next closest living relative would be considered an heir. An heir is someone who is entitled to the estate of a recently deceased person, most often when the deceased does not leave a will designating a beneficiary. An heir is often the child of an individual. The term heir has commonly been associated with lines of succession, particularly in royal families. However, the term can also simply refer to any individual who will assume the estate of another individual. Here are 4 key takeaways. 1. An heir is a person who is legally entitled to collect an inheritance when a deceased person did not formalize a last will and testament. 2. Generally speaking, heirs who inherit the property are children, descendants, or other close relatives of the decedent. 3. Legally speaking, heirs differ from beneficiaries, who are designated by a will or other written documents, as the intended recipient of a decedent's assets. 4. The portion of a deceased person's estate that's bequeathed to an heir is known as an inheritance. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.